Oh, that's
Hi, everyone. Today is Spider Man Day, 1st of August, and I'm here at this guy's amazing Toyseum. We all know him as Figuresmaster, and joining us is our good old son of Sparda. Today, a lot of amazing, unique items you guys are going to see, which will basically blow your minds away. So, Figuresmaster and son of Sparda, guys, tell me, how do you guys feel for today?
I love Spider-Man forever, and I just saw the last movie now. To be loving Spider-Man, you have cosplay of Spider-Man, like Spider-Man. You have so many figures, comics, and these are some, and proud of my Spider-Man collection.
Now, to do the honors, we will request Figuresmaster to please start showcasing some of the stuff that he has promised us to show. Some of the items are very unique, very limited edition. Some of them are signed. Some of them are pure vintage. So, Figuresmaster, can you please take us through?
Okay, I have a couple of items there, but the most of my items are a giant Spider-Man with a great old-fashioned color. Can I ask you medium the size of this guy? And it have
That's, I think,
one of the three. This is about 60 centimeters. So Spider-Man is 160. Nice. 130. I have this version of Spider-Man.
beautiful.
Okay.
This is something straight out of the comics that were illustrated by one of the artists in the late 90s. I'm totally forgetting. This is like post Marvel's bankruptcy in 1996, but
Yeah.
amazing attention to detail. This one I think is 12 inches tall. This one I think is like around 40 inches.
Yes.
Am I right or wrong?
Yeah.
Okay,
Black Spider-Man.
beautiful.
Yeah, small one, but still, I have Tom Holland Spider-Man.
So, for those of you who are big fans of Tom Holland, check it out.
I have there another one, Tom Holland as Morales.
Beautiful. Figuresmaster,
Yeah.
you forgot to tell us about something at the back.
Oh, coming. That's on. How about this one, Diego?
It's beautiful. And I think this is based on John Romita Sr.'s art.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, please.
This, when I saw it, I said, I need to get this one. This is variant. Is that Play Arts kind? No. No. But also, can you see the details?
This is okay.
Variant. It's not only Spider-Man. I have a lot.
Where did you get this from, Figuresmaster?
This one, I think I got it from MECC, Comic Con of Dubai.
Okay.
I have like that, as I have Wolverine, Iron Man, as well as I have Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Sorry. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. This, guys, okay, here's a bit of history about this action figure. This, at the time, was considered the most articulated action figure ever produced. It had 41 points of articulation.
My goodness.
And this was like back in early 2000s. So this action figure was considered way ahead of its time.
Can I add something? Just by looking at it, I can tell it has very eloquent butterfly joints, and that is where the shoulders bend inwards.
Yeah.
So that's something very rare, and you don't see nowadays in figures. So kudos to the manufacturer for doing that.
Okay.
I love Spider-Man. I love Samurai. So
Yeah,
I have this one.
put them both together.
Samurai Spider-Man. Figuresmaster, if you can just quickly share, like, where did you get these unique figures?
Okay, some of these figures I get them online. Some of them when I traveled, I got them.
Like, for example, this samurai figure.
Samurai figure, and let me tell you.
Is it,
Samurai figure.
sorry, if I can just complete my question here, that is it like you got it from Japan, or was it available in the US?
No, this I got it from Dubai, from a Comic Con FCC.
Okay, so you got both of these unique figures from MEFCC.
Yes.
Okay.
It was sitting there, and there are a lot like this one. It's not only Marvel's, also that you can find it as Star Trek.
Amazing. Amazing.
No, sorry, Star Wars. Star Wars. Now, and most of the people who saw the new Spider-Man movie
Mhm.
were Hulk inside.
Oh boy. This is
The original Hulk.
this is basically they reproduce the Kenner series of action figures.
Cool.
Okay, so everybody can see this. If I can hold it here in my hands. So we have, just look at the art. This was done by Hasbro and they paid tribute to Kenner. You seen this, Son of Jeddah?
No, I mean, I'm familiar with Kenner and Marvel Legends, but it's a rare sight because I believe this is something from back in the day when they used to make these small miniature figures, limited in articulation, but at the same time, lots of very nice details. The coloring is very nice. Purple is very bright and vibrant. So you can even see paint done to his teeth. And so that's very nice. Little details there.
Okay. And now, Figuresmaster, if you can, I think you're moving on to something comic book related, if I'm not mistaken.
How about special wedding issue for Spider-Man?
Oh my goodness.
And I believe this is the facsimile edition.
The giant sized annual.
Yes.
The facsimile edition. Wow. One of the landmark moments in Spider-Man's history when he got married to Mary Jane.
Mhm.
And then came Brand New Day, where they did all of the stuff that we saw in No Way Home. And then followed by Brand New Day, where they ended the relationship between Peter Parker and Mary Jane for good. And even though a lot of us were not happy with the decision because we just loved seeing Peter with, at least with Mary Jane, because he lost Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
But they needed to experiment with few other things. And now I see the wisdom why Joe Quesada had signed off for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is one. I'll show a couple of other issues before I go to the signed one.
Mm-hmm.
But before I continue with Spider-Man, how about this one? The Punisher. It's Frank Head.
Just a sec. I need a very good angle of this. You got this special MCU special comic book about the Punisher.
Yes.
Wow. This is amazing. Okay. Next up.
Next up. Okay. Right. Let's go for two more Punishers, but at the same time.
Okay. Now, guys, when I said that these comics that you're going to be seeing, the collectibles and the memorabilia that you're going to be seeing are going to be some rare, unique items, special items, they might not necessarily be the grails, but if you want to complete the run, or if there is a very underrated story, a rare item which is not widely available. First up is this comic of the Punisher, where we have him going up against Jigsaw, his arch nemesis. But this one is the Punisher Euro hit. Now, before Punisher Max happened, the Punisher went toe to toe against the Kingpin, Tarantula, and his entire gang, and part of the main timeline of the Punisher. the Earth 616. So Figuresmaster has this issue.
And for those who don't see the movie, a small spoil, Punisher inside the movie. Now, Spider-Man.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Guys, this is the 1970s Marvel team up featuring Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk. Now, I am coming across a lot of people criticizing the Brand New Day movie for saying that this is not much about Peter Parker or whatever. This is what
How dare they?
this is exactly what Spider-Man is all about. Marvel Comics in the 1970s, aside from the fact that Spider-Man issues were really outselling a lot of DC flagship issues, but this one was one of the biggest success stories ever. And Figuresmaster does not only has the Marvel team up issue, he has the issue where Spider-Man teams up with the Hulk.
I don't want to open it, but see, guys, the color of the
Yeah,
pages.
yellow pages.
Yellow page.
And can I please have a
Yes.
closer look? So basically what you're looking at here is, this is not a facsimile edition. Okay. I'm glad Figuresmaster pointed it out. This is the first print you're looking at.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah. How about this one?
Oh boy. So you see, this is what Spider-Man comics have always been all about. Okay, you're looking at Marvel Tales starring Spider-Man, and a lot of the times Spider-Man would team up with Cloak and Dagger, but look at it, Frank Castle, the Punisher as well.
I like how it's showing that the suit is blue, but because he's sort of engulfed in cloak suit, it's mostly red and black. Sort of maybe that's where they took inspiration for the last suit from Far From Home, where it was also
A treasure.
Oh boy. Oh boy. This issue, guys, is one of the most important issues. First of all, this is not a newsstand edition. This is the direct market edition. This is the first print. And this comic was written by Dennis O'Neil, I believe, the famous Batman writer. Okay. But the art inside and the cover art is done by none other than Frank Miller. And this Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man King Size Annual, is actually featuring Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man.
nice.
And by the way, this particular issue, Figuresmaster, can you just hold it? Yeah, a little bit towards the left. Yeah, this issue till now, annual number 14 and annual number 15 are not available to this date in any collection, in any Epic Collection omnibus, and it's not easy to find these particular issues where Frank Miller teamed up with Dennis O'Neil on Spider-Man. Figuresmaster, you blew us away, man.
Yeah.
Before I go for my slabs, I have
The best is yet to come. I said the best is probably yet to come.
Yeah. How about signed one? This is with one signature only for
Oh my goodness.
Guys, this comic over here is written by Kurt Busiek and art by Mark Texeira.
Beautiful cover.
Now, when you look at this art, a lot of you may not know who is Mark Texeira. Mark Texeira is the reason why Danny Ketch Ghost Rider was cool. Howard Mackey created Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, and then he was joined by Mark Texeira to do the art for that. And Jimmy Palmiotti got his first work as inker on those series. Now, Mark Texeira is the artist over here. I think this may be the only series where we will find Texeira's art. And it doesn't have one signature, Figuresmaster. It has two signatures. Okay. It has the signature of Kurt Busiek in black and Mark Texeira in silver.
Then I want to also point out, I see the face of Hobgoblin, I believe.
Green Goblin.
Is that Green Goblin?
Yeah.
He's wearing the orange on the, so it is.
Because of the reflection.
Gotcha. Okay. And now there's another character in the background there wearing white. Is that Hobgoblin, Green Goblin?
One of the goblins.
Okay.
goblins.
One of the goblins.
But I love the over stylized look of Spidey. He's very muscular in that picture.
Yeah.
My last comic as signed only has been signed by Jimmy Palmiotti and
okay. Jimmy Palmiotti. You have something signed by him.
with him and Andy Smith together.
Okay, Andy Smith was the artist on this issue. This is the time when Marvel Knights was about to start. This is post bankruptcy of Marvel, and this is before. Okay, this is basically Web Spinner's Tales of Spider-Man, and it's signed by Jimmy Palmiotti, even though he didn't work on this comic. But Andy Smith, whose art that you see over here, he has signed this issue.
Yeah.
Last but not least, 2 slabs out of the other slab collection.
Oh boy. Okay. Mark Guggenheim, Spider-Man and Wolverine, and then oh my lord. Figuresmaster, I need you to showcase them one by one because
One by
each one
one?
of them is very important historically. This is the original Marvel Age magazine. Now, Marvel had a magazine called the Marvel Age, and a lot of the artists, they would basically do the covers. So you're looking at the Todd McFarlane cover. There is also a feature on Jim Lee and something on X-Men. This is a very important historic milestone because this was a time when Marvel was basically doing its own coverage, and it would be an incentive to know more about behind the scenes, what's going on in the bullpen. But at the same time, you would experience one amazing art, and this was in the early 90s. This is the time before Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane had left Marvel to start Image Comics.
And this one for Spider-Man and Wolverine, guys.
Okay, this is by Mark Guggenheim. Another, a lot of people who don't get the right amount of recognition they deserve. One of them happens to be Mark Guggenheim. And he started this Spider-Man and Wolverine limited series, I believe. And the art is done by another 90s, early 2000s famous artist, Carrie Andrews. Just look at the illustration, and it's just beautiful to look at.
By the way, guys, if you're ever wondering why you should get your comics graded, this is why. In a couple of years, if they ever do a Spider-Man/Wolverine movie, this thing will be worth a lot.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
I think Figuresmaster, you have showcased everything. Now we would like our beloved son of Sparda to please come at the center and
It's done.
See here. Should take this thing.
yes. Take all of your collection that you want to showcase.
Sorry. Please.
Son of Sparda has the comic book accurate black suit Spider-Man, and he has posed it just like in the Secret Wars comic over here. You can see it yourselves. Okay.
Are we ready?
Yes, we are ready. The community is ready. Please go ahead.
All right, guys. If you recall, for one thing, we got this little mug here. I can't for the life of me remember where I got it from, but has a lid. I left all the way on the other side of the table.
Let me bring it for you.
Thank you. So when you're not drinking, also there's a store, not to endorse anyone, but there's a store in San Mall that has mugs very similar to this one, and they keep selling out. So kudos to people who are buying it.
Salam Mall, huh?
San Mall, yes.
Okay.
On the first floor of us.
Can you please show us before the unboxing the black symbiote?
Sure. So I'll put right next to it right here, Figuresmaster's little figurine, and then this guy but we tried our best to pose to mimic that very iconic Secret Wars outfit, which is the first place where Peter got his black symbiote suit
Right.
in Secret Wars. And hopefully we'll get it in the Secret Wars movie. And we'll see how that turns out. But it looks very nice. This is by Holland Studios, a subsidiary of Hot Toys. And they make slightly cheaper figures, affordable figures, with less accessories sometimes, and no head sculpt. And that is the case with this guy. So this suit, unlike the movie suits, is made out of fabric. And there's a plus and a minus to this. The pro is that you can do lots of posing and not worry about damaging the suits. Unlike the movie suits that are made with high materials, plastic, and over time, if you look at this one, and we'll talk about this guy in a second, but over time, if I were to pose this guy in the most dynamic poses, the suit would not get damaged. And that is the plus, the ultimate plus of a fabric suit. Now, the minus is, like I said, not a whole lot of accessories. We get these bendy wire webbings, which is really cool. So you can bend them in any shape or size, and it can go around his hands, over his hands. He can hold on to them. Let me attach this one. So there we go. It's attached to his hand. So really cool accessories. And then moving on to the main event, or one of our main events.
And you just show the bag also.
Oh, sure. So this is, I'm probably going to use this with another figure just because it doesn't make sense for the black suit to be holding it. But it looks really cool. It's a backpack made out of webbing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, now the unboxing.
Yeah.
Because it's related to Tom Holland. It's the suit that is quite similar to what we saw in Brand New Day.
Yeah.
So please, Son of Sparda, do the honors.
So at some point, I do plan on getting the Brand New Day suit from Hot Toys. So apparently, what we've been told is for legal reasons, that one doesn't come with a head sculpt. This one does, and hopefully they'll sort out those legal issues. But for now, we have this one. This is the final swing suit. This is the last suit that he made at the end of No Way Home, after meeting Peter 1 and 2, I guess, and I think he's Peter 3. So here we go. Take a look. And the Brand New Day suit is inspired
Beautiful.
or based on this guy.
Beautiful.
So it looks very incredible, very nice. Comes with a diorama base that we'll be taking a look at. Not much going on with the box. Just a few art pieces here and there. But let's get them opened up. This is the deluxe version because of the base.
New red and blue suit deluxe version. It's masked, unmasked. Man,
This is the first suit that I would say Peter made completely on his own with no help from Tony Stark or Stark Industries, because I think all of his previous suits were made with some kind of Stark technology or nanotech.
nanotech.
Box away. And here's where most of the accessories are.
So guys, different set of eyes, hands,
Yep.
even the web shooters.
So here we
And
go.
then you have the figure itself.
Very shiny, very bright. Now this is what I was talking about, that this is the high-end Hot Toy suit made of plastic. I think it's pleather, a material where you can pose it, but in time, if you don't move it around and put it in this museum pose, it might damage the suit. So be very mindful of that.
So there's a Tom Holland head.
Yep.
And we have the mask. We have the mask that's been taken off.
Yep.
Wow. Please, Son of Sparda.
So we're going to take him out. Now, been in there for a while. Since I bought him.
Can you pose it for the camera here?
There we go. I'm going to just take some of this plastic off. There we go. Now, they are very similar in height. Still got some plastic on.
Attention to detail is just amazing.
But if you notice, it's almost exactly the same as the new suit. Some minor tweaks here and there, The coloring is slightly brighter than the brand new day suit. Very same emblem on the front and on the back.
Mm-hmm. Can you please show, turn him around?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is like exactly what we saw in Brand New Day.
Almost exactly. There's some.
What's the difference?
So the stitching on the brand new day is slightly different. There's some stitching around the crotch area.
Okay.
The blue is slightly darker. Oops. And to the best of my knowledge, that's about it. But it's almost exactly the same. This line right here on the chest, I think it's more slimmer, goes all the way up instead of going inward, I believe. But to the naked eye, for me personally, that's all the differences I can see until we get the next one in hand. And he doesn't have the new web shooters.
Okay.
He does have web shooters, I believe.
Can you take off the plastic?
No, I was wrong. They're not. Well, it's there, but it's really tiny.
Really tiny.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to take out the diorama base, and we will perhaps install the new head sculpt, which I've been told is probably one of the better head sculpts we've gotten for Tom Holland.
Please show it to both cameras first.
Give me one second.
In fact, I'll help you out with that.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Got to take the plastic off.
Okay, so this here is the Tom Holland head sculpt.
Now, guys, as collectors, you have no idea how much head sculpts matter to a figure and to collectors. Like the better the head sculpt, early on, from early pictures of the prototype, people will really enjoy looking at, the details in the sculpt and how much it looks like the actor, just for posing reasons. It's plastic, can be a little stubborn. There we go. So I got one hand free. We'll just pose it with the one hand for now. So here we go. This is him right after he sewed his suit together. He's ready to go out and patrol the city. All alone, no friends, no Aunt May. He's a little sad.
Brand new day.
Yep, it's a brand new day. You want to check out the diorama base?
Yes, please.
All right, let's take some of the stuff out.
May I?
So this is, also, by the way, guys, I have nearly, if I'm not mistaken, I just haven't unboxed most of, some of them. Nearly all the figures from No Way Home. I'm such a fan of that movie.
Oh boy, the snowy rooftop of New York.
Oh yeah. And this can be posed from nearly any direction, whichever you think is most suitable for him to be posed on. Hang on, I'll make some room.
Please.
Yeah, you can be amazed how much stuff comes into one of these boxes. So you can put him in like a foot up pose where he's looking down on the city.
If you can remove the plastic.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to need some time though.
Yeah, please. Guys, after the unboxing, we have a few more amazing showcasing, and then we'll have a short discussion.
Do you want to, while I'm taking plastic off, talk about the figures that were unveiled at San Diego?
Yes, please.
All right. So, guys, for one thing, for the brand new day, they they announced nearly all the relevant characters. We're getting a new Spider-Man figure, not including head sculpt. And for the first time in a Spider-Man movie of Tom Holland, we're not getting any new suits, just the one suit, which is fine. I'm perfectly fine with that because he doesn't have a lot to work with. But we're getting the brand new day suit, and we're getting Hulk, and we're getting Punisher from Brand New Day.
So all three of them.
All three of them. And then at San Diego Comic-Con, and we're probably going to be talking about this with further details, but they unveiled on, I believe, the very last day of Comic-Con, because I believe on Saturday, they talked about the movies, and they had the Marvel panel. So on the very last day, on Sunday, Hot Toys unveiled They're Avengers Doomsday figures, and I guess we'll talk about those a little later because we got this guy out. And check that out. I'm just gonna try and pose him here as best I can. So there we go. We do have a stand. I'm not gonna take it out right now, but I'm gonna try and pose him as best I can.
It looks wonderful.
So there is a stand. There's a pole right here that can hold on to him.
Amazing.
But we got the rooftop here, ultimately to symbolize his getting ready to head out and patrol New York City. I'm not entirely sure if he has rolling eyes, but we'll double check on that and let you know.
Okay, so you have been saving something. You've been promising that some of the stuff that you're going to show is going to blow up people's minds away.
Oh, they're going to blow their minds and their socks and so much other things. So we got 90s Spider-Man. Christopher Daniel Barnes signed this.
The guy who voiced Spider-Man, Peter Parker.
Bonus added information. Not only that, he also voiced a Disney prince. Does anyone know? Of our attendees, does anyone know who that is?
No, no.
Voiced Prince Eric in the.
Oh,
yeah. So there's that. I got him in a slightly bigger size than the others, just because he's going to be my centerpiece.
amazing.
And let's put him aside here. And this is just a fun little picture of me meeting Spidey at Universal Studios, and we saved the day together.
This is amazing. Can you just like show it here to the camera as
sure.
well? Yeah, like
There you go, guys.
perfect, perfect.
And then moving on, we got, forgive me, I forget his last name, but Najee, who was Miles Morales in the games, in the Insomniac games.
He signed this.
Yes.
Wow.
And then, guys, hold on your butts. We got the grandfather of all comics, Stan Lee, before he passed away. I met him. He signed this. Really nice guy. Just wonderful gentleman to meet.
Death of Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. So, very quick story about this. I went to a comic store that was at the convention, and I just said, can you give me a really cool Spidey cover for Stan Lee to sign? And they gave me this.
Wow.
So up next, we have Yuri Lowenthal, who is the voice of Peter Parker in the Insomniac games.
So Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 video games.
I actually did get a chance to meet him. His wife is also a voice actor. She voices Detective Yuri in the games.
Ah, okay. Nice.
And then we have Josh Keaton, who's the voice of Spectacular Spider-Man. And this guy's resume has no end. He is a very prominent voice actor.
Beautiful.
Yep. And I asked him what his favorite role is before I asked him to sign this, and he said, my absolute favorite role is Spider-Man.
Amazing.
And then we have Shamik Moore, who did Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, and next year Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Okay, you've surprised us a lot, you and Figuresmaster, but
Are you guys ready?
bracing for this.
All right. This is my picture with Stan Lee, the grandfather of comic books again. Before he passed away, he took a picture and signed it because I met him twice.
You are looking at the luckiest person in Saudi Arabia, in Jeddah. Figuresmaster clapping. Beautiful.
All right, ready? One more?
I want to hold
More?
on to this.
One more?
I want to hold on to this.
Oh, hold on to it as long as you want.
Okay, and now one more.
All right, you ready?
The final one, drum roll.
All right, we got this guy. Okay. My
Oh,
picture with Tom Holland. So at the time I was slightly bigger, but he's a bit of a shorter guy, but that's okay. That's how Peter is. He had shaven his head for a role in another movie, but that's okay. I show this to a lot of people, and the first question they ask me is this AI? No, it's not. I met Tom Holland.
can you please pose for both cameras, mine as well as this one? Okay,
Here you go, guys.
first mine. First over here. This one.
Really lovely.
Figuresmaster, can you please hold this comic and stand beside Son of Sparda? So much going on here. So much going on here. You have the Frank Miller, Dennis O'Neill comic. You have Son of Sparda with Tom Holland. You have Son of Sparda with Stan Lee. Figuresmaster paying tribute to John Romita's art for Spider-Man Lego. And you have so much of action figures. Guys, you're amazing. Now, as promised to the community, our discussion, please take your seats along with your collections.